I'm a 9. Yeah, I want to ask. Hold on. She was a 6 on her best day. 5, 6. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm real. How old are you?
21.
What do you got for me?
I actually was the one who said it's based on your delivery. I think she went off my comment, and I would think that it's just based on delivery, just how you say it.
How do you say you're fat?
You're oversized. You're obese. You're a little
You're fat.
unhealthy.
Obese is better. You think what?
Well, I think that you can say you're a little on the unhealthy side. Your size isn't ideal and it's unhealthy.
Well,
So
I
if
just want. Okay,
basically saying, oh, you're
hold
fat.
on. No, hold on. That's a statement of fact. Fact.
Okay.
Why? Okay, my question is, why is it women don't have a problem telling the man he's broke?
Okay.
Why?
I mean, men don't have a problem telling women they're unattractive.
Okay. You just answered the question with a question. That's not how we do this. I said women don't have a problem telling men they're broke. Why?
I mean, I would think I would think it's to better that man.
Okay, so when a woman tells a man the truth about a negative perception, it's for him to better himself.
But it's about her
Oh,
delivery though.
excuse me. No, man. No. I just said broke. I didn't say you're financially unattractive. You could earn a little money. I said broke.
Well, that's rude to say it like that.
Is it okay? Is there a dollar amount a man earns less than that makes him broke?
Excuse me, can you say that again?
Is there a dollar amount, an annual amount of money that a man has to make less than so he'll be broke? So let's say if you make $50,000, you're not broke, but if you make $25,000 a year, you're broke.
Well,
Is
honestly,
there a
that
broke? Is there a number where broke starts at?
I mean, on it that is really
I'm
honestly
asking. I'm
based.
asking. Is there a number, a baseline number?
No, because there's so
Okay,
many
so
factors
okay, if
that
a
go
man's
into
making
that.
$10 an hour, no, I don't want to play games. So no, we're not going to
Why?
do that. We're not going to do the find the nuance. For most people,
Okay.
$10 an hour is that man $10 an hour working 2,000, so $20,000 a year is that man broke?
Yes.
Okay, $15 an hour, $30,000 a year is that man broke?
Yes.
$20 an hour, $40,000 a year is that man broke?
No, I think he can sustain himself. Just not a family, but
Okay,
himself.
so
Yeah.
there is a number between 30 and 40,000 where it goes from being broke to not being broke.
Right.
But at $20, he's definitely broke. $20,000 a year, $20,000 a year, $10 an hour, he's definitely broke.
I mean, yeah, that's just the way
All
the
right,
world
well,
is.
the same logic holds with weight.
Hmm.
There is a number to where you're just fat.
Right. That's right, but it's just your delivery, how you say. I mean, you can come at them like you're fat and you're just fat. But if you say, "Hey, you're unhealthy,"
So
and you
when you
give
say
them
a man,
insight,
but I'm using your same theory though. You told a man he's broke to help him out. Do you think? Hold on. Do you think
no,
me?
you
Do
said
you think? Do you
no,
think me?
you
Do you
said a
think?
man is broke.
Hold on.
I
Do you
didn't.
think telling a woman? Do you think me telling an obese woman she's fat is new news to her? You think that she didn't know that?
But what are you getting out of
I didn't
saying
ask you
like
that. You don't answer a question with a question. If you want to do this, I'll answer. Do you think that's new news to her? Do you think she really didn't know she was fat?
no?
All right. So it doesn't matter what I'm saying. She can see herself every day. What am I gaining out of it? When women like that say they want high value men. When women like that say they want a man to take me as I am. When women like that tell dudes, you average and you ain't on my level. When
Well,
women like that call themselves 9s and 10s, 8s.
Well, in a traditional man's eyes, not a high profile. That's fine if everyone has dreams. So if you're, I mean, but for a traditional man, she could probably be suitable. But for like a high,
Why
it's
does it?
just
Okay,
chasing
where's your family
dreams.
from? Where's your family from?
My family's from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, why should an average man be relegated to having a fat wife? You go back in your family history 100 years ago, where the men barely graduated from high school. Did they have fat wives?
I think that they were a little hefty, yeah, but it was because it was more so, can you maintain a home? Can you, listen
Man,
to your husband?
people weren't obese 100 years ago.
Eating chitlins and stuff like that,
Doesn't
but
matter. They weren't obese.
okay, all right, yeah.
So, so what you're basically doing is reinforcing the same thing that an average man, a fat woman will do for him, but if he's a high value man, then they won't do. So that means all the men want to get to be high value. So that means women. So basically, you're pushing all of the men to the top, and you telling men in the middle that they don't deserve anything. Do you think a woman being fat is a choice?
Yes.
Then she could choose to not be fat.
Well, the argument is the delivery. We're kind of circling
The
around
delivery.
your
Who does it?
delivery.
Okay, fine. Delivery. What? Who does it better? How should I deliver it? Because women often, I'm telling you this, women often say the delivery. Tell me the man or the person who's delivering truth the preferable way.
It's just like I said, it's their tone, it's
You got to
how.
give me an example. You can't give me a tone example.
Bring it.
Give me an example. Give me somebody to model after. Name me one person.
So you're telling me to give you a person
Mm-hmm. If you
to.
you want to shoot like Steph Curry. You want to dribble like Tim Hardaway. Give me somebody to model after. You can't just say it's just your tone and you're not giving me a model. Who? Because you have a model in your mind. Who are you thinking about? And it has to be somebody that we all would know. Can't be your dad or your granddad.
Um, I guess one that's always in the media would be like Lizzo, kind of,
You want
right?
me. You want so you're saying that me is a 53
But
year
she has a
old black.
man though.
Excuse me, hold on. I want to be clear. You're telling me that as a 53-year-old man, I should model Lizzo's.
Wait, I was confused on the question.
You're telling me my tone and my delivery, and I'm saying who does it right? Give me a model. Give me somebody to model after.
It's just common sense. Like
No,
you
it's
should have
not
been
common
taught
sense.
how
It's
to.
common. No, it's not.
Yo,
Ma'am.
your parents is supposed
Okay,
to
ma'am.
teach you.
Listen. Don't get frustrated.
I'm
It's
not
not common
frustrated.
sense. Men do this. Men often ask women to give us what we need. Give me an example of what you're talking about. Don't tell me why it's so simple or common sense. If it's all that, just give me the name.
Well, I don't have an ideal person that could give you a delivery
So
on
there's no
how to
way I
tell a
can know
woman
these.
she's fat.
Then there's no way I can know. If you can't tell me, all you can do is say your tone, your delivery, but you can't give me an example. You can't expect me to do anything different. It's not how human beings learn.
Well, I would think that a person is taught how to
No, ma'am.
conduct a
No,
conversation
ma'am.
with.
No, ma'am. What you that does that due respect, that's not how we learn. And see, that's part of the problem. This is a feelings-based argument. There is nobody that does it better. You can't point to somebody and say, Barack Obama or Donald Trump or Elon Musk. You can't say. So if you can't tell me, then how am I supposed to get better? How am I supposed to know?
I guess you just, re-educate. I guess it just starts with a house. It starts at home. It just starts with parenting styles at
How
that
about you?
point. Because if you don't,
How about this? How about you just wrong? It doesn't start with the house, man. You can't. It's like saying, you know what? I don't like the way you make steak. It's just not good. All right, you don't like the way I make steak? Whose steak do you like? Oh, I think it should be common sense. It's just a cow. That's not how people learn. That's not even that. I mean, I'm not trying to be ridiculous, but come on, that's not how that works.
No, but what I'm saying is it's your delivery and how you say things. I'm not saying what you say,
Well,
I'm saying how you say it. And everyone should have been taught how you should say
no,
something.
they're not. And the problem is women aren't taught, no. And that's the problem today. I'm glad you got there. You ladies aren't taught how to handle criticism. You're only taught how to handle praise. So we're talking about a failure at home. The failure at home is to teach all of you that you're special snowflakes, and you're not.
Yeah, I mean it varies because
It doesn't vary because women are less happy, less married, and headed in the worst direction. And who's teaching them? Daddy ain't, mama is. And you're telling me to do it better. I'm like, well, no. And here's the thing. The women who
well,
can
I
listen.
think dads, I would have to disagree with you. I think dads are more like, oh, you're my little girl. It's a guy got to give you the world. He has to do this. A
We're
guy
talking
like
about how many dads get to raise their children to 18 years old.
in the black community, it's actually it's really bad. But I'm just speaking. I'm just saying. I mean, they have male
So how many
figures like
dads get to
uncles.
raise their children in their home until 18 years old?
Very
So
low,
don't tell
like
me about it.
4.
Don't tell me that black community. See, y'all always want to go to these extraneous examples, and here's the reality: women
But when
weren't
do we?
taught. Women were not taught how men think. You weren't taught how men feel. You weren't taught what men want, and you were not taught how to handle criticism. You were taught that you are the prize. That we're supposed to do X, Y, and Z for you, and all you're supposed to do is be pretty and show up, and that's not getting you married. That's not getting women married. That's getting you pumped and dumped, slaved to the side, and then 27 years old, y'all like, I'm like, where are all the good men at? Because you did not learn how to accept the criticism and critique of the kind of men that you want to wife you.
So you kind like what you're saying kind of reminds me of like why did I get married to you? You kind of giving like more like a
Of
Mike
who?
approach to
Of who?
Sheila, kind of
Who?
like you have you watched the movie Why Did I Get Married? And then you seen like how Mike was treating Sheila and calling her like just saying all this stuff, and it was just I think that's kind of the approach that you
You're
take a
21
lot
years
with
old, and
women.
I'm more concerned at 21 years old that you're watching that kind of filth.
Wow.
That movie was filthy. Why did I get married? That movie didn't help. Do you think it portrayed marriage in a good light?
Well, I mean nowadays
No, it
marriage,
didn't. No, the answer is that it portrayed marriage in a good light. No,
no,
it didn't. Did it portray black marriage in a good light?
no.
Did your mama let you watch it, or did your daddy let you watch that?
I really just watched it on my own.
Uh-huh. In whose house? Your mama's house or your daddy's house?
I was actually at my friend's.
Her
My
mama's
friend's
house or her daddy's house?
her mom's.
Thank you. You can't make this shit up, people. Unsupervised young women watching that kind of trash because women just let y'all do whatever, and it
So what
takes
are we supposed to?
to the point to where you have an opportunity to talk to somebody, and you can't tell me an example of a proper tone. You can't tell me this, but you can tell me some BS you saw in a movie that shaped your mind, and
No,
that I'm talking to the audience right now, and that's sad because this is what I mean. They don't get taught; they get supervised.
I was
Girls
just
aren't
saying.
raised today.
I was giving an example of a bad delivery, and your delivery
You
on like
should,
fat women kind
man.
of gave me.
That movie was propaganda.
Hmm.
Movie was straight propaganda. Did black men look good in that Tyler Perry movie? Nobody talks to their woman like he talked to Jill Scott in real life, ma'am.
I don't know who's talking. I've seen it.
And that's the thing. This is what litters these young girls' minds. This crap that's been fed into them, to the point to where you're bringing it up like it's real life or like it's something to be modeled after. instead of saying this is garbage.
I mean, it is
It's
garbage,
garbage.
but
Hello, how are you? Hold on.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 25. No, I'm 35.
Okay. What do you got? Is it a critique or is it a belittling?
No, I actually agree with what she's saying. She's definitely right. It's definitely all about the approach. We have to pay attention to how we talk to people. We
Who
can't
does
just
it
say,
right?
oh, this hamburger is
Who,
disgusting.
who,
We have to say,
oh,
you know what,
see,
honey, you
you're
did a
talking
good
right, you're
job.
talking right through me.
I'm talking, I respect what I'm
I
sorry,
started
honey, I
speaking.
didn't catch her
Hold on.
name.
You're talking through me. You got to know that I can hear you. You can hear me. If we got to know how we talk to one another, why do women think it's okay to talk through a man?
No. You asked me. I answered.
Okay,
yeah,
you said you agree with her, and I'm asking you, just like her,
Definitely agree with
you're
her.
not even let.
it's
Give me a
underbad.
model of who does it right. Because here the funny thing is, you guys are getting a kick out of this. The world likes it this way because you're 21, you're 35, you both will die alone.
No. Definitely not.
Okay. What does your husband have to say about that?
What does he have to say? He isn't gonna say much. He's not gonna come on this camera.
So who does it right?
What do you mean who does it
You
right?
want to, okay, you're telling me the tone. Tell me who does it right. Give me a model.
Okay, so we can't give you a model. The fact is,
Well, then
I'm
I
gonna
don't,
give
ma'am,
you a model.
ma'am, due
Excuse me?
respect, due
Black
respect,
men don't like to be
excuse me, then
critiqued.
due
I think
respect,
that's the issue.
okay, due respect, and you can't tell me how to do it. You can't tell me a model. You're saying do something better, and you're just using a bunch of words.
We can't give you a model
Then,
because the
then you
thing is,
can't. Then
you
you
treat
accept it.
people how you want to be treated. So therefore, I am the best model of how I want to be treated.
That's
So
bull.
therefore,
That's
I'm
not
going to
even.
be the
That's not even what I'm
best
talking about.
person.
That's not even what I'm
Okay,
talking about. That's not what I'm talking about.
okay,
I
okay.
say I don't like your. If I say I like steak, and you make me a steak, and I say I don't
Hmm.
like your steak, and you say, well, what do you like? Well, this is not good. It should be better. Okay, what do you mean by better? Should it be more flavorful? Should it be well, how do you like it cooked? Well, just better. It should be common sense. Speak your steak like you'd want to.
No,
Wouldn't
no,
you
no, no,
when
not coming to
listen to the
not
example in
coming to
full? Wouldn't you
Go
ask
ahead.
me at some point whose steak are you comparing it to? What's a model? Give me an idea. You wouldn't just keep telling them, well, just know.
Oh, definitely not. I would say no, honey. There's a bit too much blood here. Maybe next time we'll do it a bit more well done. Or I'll say no, honey. We don't have enough blood here.
Then tell me
Maybe
the
we can
person
try
who does,
to.
then tell me the person who delivers truthful
What
content.
if What if you
Stop.
don't
Tell
know?
me the person
What
who
if you don't have an
tell
example?
me the person who delivers truthful content to women in the right way.
You don't have one.
Then I'm all you
You
Well,
don't.
deal
That's
with
where
it.
you and your
Then I'm
husband just
all you
have to
got. Deal
communicate.
with it. I'm not changing
You
the
just
tone.
no,
Here's the
hell
thing.
no.
I'm
You
not
just have
changing the
to
tone. I don't
communicate.
have to change the
And
tone
we're gonna
because
try
it is
again and
working.
again and
You
again
cannot
until we get
overtalk
it
me. That's
right.
one thing you cannot do. I'm going to tell you one more time. You can go back to your husband or whoever he is. This is not
Uh,
how married women typically act. You cannot
this is not what?
overtalk me. That's just rude.
Oh, I'm over talking you.
I I think that we are looking more. You're looking. I think it's more sad the fact that we don't have an example as Black women to say, okay, this is how we would want to be, or this is. It's sad that we actually don't have that example to give in the
Why
first
do you
place.
think that is?
Well, because the men aren't like how they used to be. That's the only thing I could think.
So again, it's the men's fault.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there is room to be improved as far as I feel like men these days they have
Man,
unrealistic.
okay, let me, before you go down that path at 21 years old, were you raised with your father in the house?
Yes.
Were your mother and father married?
Hmm.
All right. If men aren't, if women aren't getting married before kids, whose fault is that?
Well, I think it's a different mindset now because back then
Yeah.
most
If women
men would
aren't
be
getting
like,
married, you say the
"You're
father.
not letting me
Hold
finish."
on, no, you say the father, and we start at the basic building block. He needs to be in the home. If women are not choosing to be married before they have children, the father is not in the home. You cannot blame the person who's not there for how you turn out.
But a man has
There's
to
no
marry
but,
a
man.
woman.
There's no but. There's no but. There's no way you would have a baby before marriage. There are too many forms of birth control.
I mean, things
Right.
happen. So
That's
You're
bull.
right about that. Now I
That's
can't
not no.
disagree with
See,
him on
and
that
listen. I
part.
want you guys to understand the sheer lack of accountability. Think about how many times that 1, 2, 3 women have pushed the responsibility back onto the man. Things happen. This and that. Accountability is like kryptonite, man. If a woman doesn't want to have a baby, she doesn't use birth control. I didn't say stop having sex. Just stop making babies with men that aren't your husbands. Can we
Okay,
agree
can I?
that that needs to happen?
okay, so how am I supposed
Yes.
to know if
Stop,
he's
hold
my
on,
We
if
hold
can
on,
he's
hold
gonna
on,
be
agree.
my
hold on,
husband or
hold on,
not?
hold on. No. Can we agree that that needs to happen first?
Okay.
Can we? Yes, yes or no?
Yeah, that needs to happen.
Yeah, we can agree.
Then who ensures that men or women?
Women.
Women.
Thank you. Real
Only because
person,
we give birth to them, so we
and you
do
pay
have
a
to be
higher
more
price because
mindful.
yes, because if you have a child
But
outside of marriage, you're setting yourself and the child up for less favorable outcomes. You were asking me what? Laying down?
the question. Oh, which one?
The other
Yeah.
girl, she said, so what? You said something about it happens, or what to do what?
Well, no, it does happen. I mean, that's the inevitable. It didn't happen to me, but it does happen to other people.
But if you start looking at the
What do
marriage
you
from
mean it
that,
just happens? How do you just get pregnant? You don't just happen to have unprotected sex during the time you're ovulating.
Well, what if you're having sex every day?
See how that happened, folks? I just said it doesn't just happen where you have unprotected sex when you're ovulating. And just like the modern woman, she instead of answering the question, she just moved the goalposts.
Oh, whatever. It's true though, but what if you having
No,
sex
what I
every
just said
day?
is true, and this is why so many women are going unmarried.
but what about the men that say like, I mean, I get you're saying it's the woman's choice because it is, because in the end she has to have the like it's her. So, but what about those men who are like, oh, I don't like you with, protection, or those
Then you don't
men
have sex
who.
with them. Very
But what
simple.
about those men who like? Because the men, I mean, you're not. I feel like you don't really. I do understand that women, we need work to be done, but the black men in our community are reading at fourth grade levels.
That's
They're almost
bullshit.
not.
That's bullshit.
Okay,
54% of black men are single and childless, and 61% are in the middle class. You're not going to come on here and run that bullshit.
And where
No,
we supposed to find them
2.5
at?
million black men are in the upper class. This is that bullshit you were watching on those movies. That ain't the truth. I challenge you to go look up the statistics. Blackdemographics.com, black statistics by black people for black people.
I'm about to look it up.
54% of black men in this country, single, childless, 61 in the middle class. But you all got to think that there are no men out there to justify why you're alone. You're
I was.
So
alone,
where we
not
supposed
because
to
there are not
find them
enough men.
at?
You're alone because you're unfit.
So where we supposed to find them at?
In the gym, behind their preposition,
In a gym.
in the gym.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought men were born hunters. I thought they were
Which
like we
gym?
were to catch. I'm just
See?
so confused now.
Hold on. Where are they supposed to find them at? Were you raised with your mother? Lady laying down on the red pillow. Your first name?
Tina.
Tina, Were your mother and father married?
Yes, they were.
So when you ask your father where you supposed to find him at, what does he tell you?
He found her. They lived in the same neighborhood.
I said when you ask your father where you're supposed to find him at, what does he tell you?
He don't know the answers. That's why I'm on here.
So when you had when you asked the question to him, he said what?
To find a man?
I
Not on
heard
the
the gym
internet.
theory. I ain't gonna lie. I heard.
Not on the internet.
Hold on, sweetheart. Hold on, sweetheart. No, I'm going to drill down on this. What did he say when you had the conversation with
In
him?
church.
I heard that.
And then where else?
In school.
And then where else?
That was it.
Then your father failed you.
Oh, well, that's why I'm on here, because I ain't got no man.
Well, that's not. But if you're going to tell me did your mother raise you to be a
Both on
wife?
here.
Did
Huh?
your mother raise you to be a wife?
Yeah, I mean, she is a wife.
Did
She's
she
a wife.
raise you? Did she raise you to be a wife?
I guess so, yeah.
You guess? If you were
Yeah.
raised to be a wife, you would know. So what
Well,
did
I'm
your mother
still
raise?
young.
Okay,
I
so I'm
got
asking
time.
you questions. What did your mother raise you to do for a man?
Um, Cook, clean, be emotionally supportive,
You cook and clean for yourself, but that is something that go. What else?
be emotionally supportive.
In what way?
What she used to do? She used to ask him stuff. I don't know, like be nice to him, not be bitchy.
So what I need you to understand is you want to, Miss 21-year-old, you want to say the delinquencies and where black men are, and this is, and you're saying your mother and father raised you in the household.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the basics. You didn't ask your dad, he told you school or church, and your mama didn't raise you to be a wife. The problem is that's not a woman that's fit to be a wife.
So what's fit to
A
be
man
a
who's a
wife?
husband, a man who is a husband does not need to go to a woman who does not know what to do.
Well, we have to, at this point, we have to blame the generations before us because, I
No, you got to
mean,
blame
it's
your mama.
right. And
Your mama didn't
that's what I'm
teach you.
saying. The
If your
generation,
mama was married, if your mother was married and she didn't teach you how to be a wife and teach you how to work with and for a man, then blame your mama. Ain't got shit to do with the generation. It got to do with the woman that raised you, especially if she was married. And that's a
okay,
problem.
well,
Far too many married women aren't teaching their daughters how to be wise. They're teaching their daughters how to be independent. And then when it fails, you want to look at the men and say the
So you
problem
don't
is
think
me.
it's the men problem too? Some of the men out here,
You know?
it got to be
some
us.
men don't. They want to have multiple
Excuse me.
women.
No, no, no. Before you get to the men, you got to get to the marriage. Before you get to the men, how many of our children, what percentage of our children are born as a result of marriage?
I don't know. Not a lot.
And how old are you again?
27.
Let me be honest, man. You're laying down in the bed on an Instagram channel with millions of people.
It's not millions. It ain't. It's 9,227 now.
For the millions of people. And this is what I'm trying to say. If this is what a woman who is asking these questions, you're laying down like this is the attitude the average modern woman.
It's 12 o'clock at night. What am I supposed to be doing? Outside in the club? It's 12
See,
o'clock at
I want you
night.
guys to understand what I want you to understand. This is why. This is why. The mindset. It's like
So am I supposed to be
it's a
outside?
joke. It's a joke. Relationships are a joke in a game until you're 27 years old. It ain't gonna be a joke in about 8 years. And the problem is, 80% of our children are brought into fatherless homes. 80% of the kids are born to single mothers. So that
But we
means
can't make men be men.
the majority of our community is single mother raised led home. You're already screwed up. Black marriages have last less than 5 years on average. 80% of the divorces that are filed by women. 75% divorce rate. You can't keep a man if you keep leaving your man. You can't be married if you ain't getting married before the baby. If you do get married, you don't stay more than 5 years.
But we don't have a baby when we asking them questions. She don't have a baby. I don't have a baby.
So what we doing wrong? That's what.
Yeah. So what we doing wrong? She not fat. I'm not fat. So now what?
I don't know
It's
what you
it
are.
Huh?
Hold on. I don't know what you are.
I'm not fat. So
I don't know. That's what you say. How tall are you?
I'm 5 feet.
Dress size?
I would say a 4.
How much you weighed the last time you weighed yourself?
144.
You every bit of a dress size 8. Ain't no damn way you would get 5 foot, 140 pounds in a dress size 4.
Yes,
see
I do. I
delivery.
fit in a 4.
It's my delivery. I'm an image consultant in real life. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I dress and size women all the time. I can look at your
Child, let's just
face.
say I'm not fat.
The problem is, I want you to understand, look at your attitude. You talk about attitude and delivery, look at her. The attitude and delivery. It's a joke or it's aggressive. It's a joke or it's aggressive. I try to answer everything. I'm going to over-talk you. I'm pull out, bring your hand out again. Yeah, that's what, we love that. And you wonder what's wrong? That's what's wrong right there.
I'm not changing that. So
That's
yeah,
what's
you
wrong.
can
Of
forget
course
that.
you're not. That's
You
why.
can forget that.
Congratulations.
That
Congratulations.
come with me. You can forget that.
And it'll die with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I tell
I'll
you
be
right
sick
now,
of it.
I guarantee you right now, you know, and I know, a white man, Hispanic man, Middle Eastern, or Asian man would not tolerate any of this. The
What?
only
So
group of men that would even contemplate tolerating is the black men. And we're trying to get black men to raise their standards because, ma'am, your behavior is unacceptable. Even if you're right, you're still wrong because your behavior. You came on here, this platform has millions of people. You can be seen globally. And are you making a good representation for yourself or not? I get dinged for belittling women. I have conversations with women and let women show how they act. That's all I do.
you just said that my nails is not gonna give me no man, but they like this. That's
It is.
a
I
part of
mean, it's just a part of femininity.
my
Like it's just,
personality. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want you to go show me the women that are married to men of value who have nails that long.
Child, let me think about it. Nicki
I
Minaj.
mean, I like them a little shorter.
I'm not going to get into her husband. I said men of value.
Oh, don't come at the queen.
I don't have a problem with Nicki Minaj. She's a cool person, but you brought her in. I said men of value.
Men of value. Damn.
They like a medium.
So if you want to marry a man of value and you say this comes with such and so forth, you either get rid of the nails or lose the opportunity to get the man. That's all it comes down to.
I'll consider it.
You don't have to consider. The thing is, man, while you're considering it, women who are already raised or understand that they need to compete for him, he ain't got to handle you or figure you out. The women who are already trying to get on his team, that's what I talk about on YouTube today. Y'all are so worried about men. So many of our women are worried about men taking you as you are or handling you. This is why Becky's coming in, Maria's swooping them up, and y'all can be right at the Dunning-Kruger effect, loud and wrong. It's not working, and it's not. And here's the thing: it's not working because men in general, black men in particular, are marrying you. If they're not marrying you, you got to ask them why.
You be having some points, I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes it's just like you get way too disrespectful, calling people fat, girls, ladies fat, and all that stuff. They ain't got no man. But the fat girls got more husbands than anybody.
No, they don't.
Oh Lord. Check the statistics with that.
Who do you think you're talking to? I'm a walking
Well,
statistic. What I'm talking about.
listen.
Fat girls ain't got husbands because they're on my show looking for high value men. And if I call you 5'8", 220 pounds fat, if I tell you the size of an NFL running back, and is it a statement of truth?
Listen.
There's
All I
no
know.
See, that's what I'm telling you. There is no nice way to tell somebody who's used to no criticism or accountability that there's something wrong. Should a female weigh more than a male at the same height? A male and a female, the same height. Should the female weigh more than the male?
But what that got to do with love?
I didn't ask you that.
I mean, no, because that's not healthy. But what does that have to do with love?
Is it not healthy or is it not natural?
It's both. It's both. It's not natural or healthy. But people are.
So then why are women doing it? If it's not healthy or natural?
I don't know.
Take me as I am.
Huh?
Take me as I am. That's why they're doing it. No man is supposed to have anything. Nature can't even have a standard for women. And then you go back to love. Love has nothing to do with marriage at first.
Okay.
Go back 100 years ago. Did people date? How long did people date 100 years ago?
I wasn't born 100 years ago, so
You
I
have
wouldn't know.
Excuse me, did you go to high school?
Yes.
Did you go to college?
Yes.
Then stop with the smart ass attitude. All you need is
No.
a goddamn history or a library card. Do that one more time and I will bid you a good night. I'm tired of your disrespect. Now, do you want to continue or would you like to leave?
No, I'll continue.
See, I want you to understand, I'm twice your age, and the casual disrespect of trying to have a reasonable conversation, and it doesn't matter. See, y'all don't like my tone, but you don't have to have any problem with your disrespect.
I just feel like sometimes you are a little bit disrespectful. You just don't realize it.
I asked you, did people date 100 years ago? And you got disrespectful. And I'm going to tell you right now, y'all's generation, my generation is the last generation of men that was raised traditional. These young guys, y'all know, anyway, that smart mouth gets dealt with sooner or later. Gets dealt with sooner or later. And most of you are dealt with it by yourself. You better stop talking to men like they're crazy. Because you talk to men like you want to smoke. Some guy just may decide to smoke it up with you. Then you'll be going, oh, what happened? Now, back to the conversation. 100 or so years ago, did people date? Or how long did they date?
I don't think they dated
They're like,
for a long time because and I would say like I don't know because like the woman had to get out the house at like 16.
So about
like,
how long? Okay, I get it. About how long?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think
Just
a long
guess.
time though.
Just guess.
A few weeks, a few months.
Thank you. They didn't date. People picked. For whatever reason, they picked. So we got people dating today 2, 3, 5, 10 years and not getting on with life and then wondering why they're still getting high school outcomes when you're still dating like high schoolers. Dating is dumb.
Wow, okay.
But dating, so we're talking about all of this other stuff. But you got out of the house because you went from your father's house or your parents' house to your husband's house because you were trained and you knew what you knew what was expected of a wife. Today, you don't even know what's expected of a woman, much less than a wife. That's why I'm asking.
Well, were they happy? Eventually they weren't happy and then they got a divorce.
That's what they kept. That's what Tyler Perry and them keep telling you is these women weren't happy. That's what the color purple, waiting to exhale, and all these bullshit ass narratives keep telling you. Yeah, women in those 50-year marriages weren't happy. My grandmother was happy. She was happy she had a husband, Jesus, and her family. And her mother was happy. The black community was better back before Jim Crow, segregation, slave, and all the other kind of stuff because we had families. Women today are not happy. You're just single. You're just single. And you're not making enough money to live this hot girl summer or whatever. It's not working. You're 21. You're 27.
yeah, but I'm in school.
Okay, but you're younger than 27. Miss 27 years old. Do you want to be married one day?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's say you're 55 years old. Let's just say for some reason, at 55, if you never got married, never had any kids. Well, what would life look like socially?
For me socially, it would be sad because all of my friends or my coworkers have families.
Okay.
So
How was your last relationship?
How long was my last relationship?
When was it?
When was it?
Mm-hmm.
We broke up in October.
How long was that relationship?
A year and some change.
Okay. By what age would you like to be married?
30.
How many kids would you like to have?
1.
Why just one child?
It is right now. It's like, the economy. I don't know. I think 1 is safe.
Is that a healthy way to raise a child?
No, but I just, God forbid if the man leaves, then what I'm gonna do?
Men don't leave. Y'all do. I just proved that several times over. Women make mating decisions based upon our bad behavior, and you're the ones that act badly. You're the ones that leave. You're the ones that wreck the family. You're the ones that wreck the home. You're the ones that wreck the kids. The facts. And one kid. China has a one-child policy. and it's crippling the country. Now they're telling people, oh, we need at least 3 kids. One child, I was raised as an only child. It's a horrible thing to do. But I want you to understand how selfish your decisions are. 1 kid because it's best for you. That's what my.
What should her response been?
Say again?
I said, well, what should her response have been?
Yeah.
Is a family 1 child?
Yeah. A family could be 1 child.
No, it's not.
Well, including you
Ask
and your
anybody
husband,
who
I
was
guess.
ask anybody who was raised as an only child, and they will tell you there's a hole there. It is not a family. A family is at least 2 kids, preferably 3.
So how do you feel about people that have 3 children and can't afford to raise 3 children?
You live at your means. Your grandmother and your great-grandmother had more kids or less money. You stop living like you got. Do that again? That shit costs money.
I know. That's why I should have 1 kid.
See what I mean? See what I mean? Selfishness of modern women. You laugh because even you knew, even at 21, you're like, God damn, don't say that, girl. But that's real.
Well,
y'all are too adorned to be so broke.
No, because all right, 1. I mean, I feel like after two kids, that would be it for personally me, because 3 kids is crazy. I really feel like you should be making $300K with 3 kids.
Where'd you go to school for?
I went to school for computer engineering.
Are you making over 6 figures?
No.
Over 80?
I make just at 80.
So in other words, in order to have more children. So my thing is, why do women in 2022 want to live a life of high value? Because 350 is the number. Listen, why do you need to have so much money to have kids today when women 100 years ago with barely 5th or 6th grade educations had more children with less money?
Because
the economy.
Yeah. And then I just told you that I make 80.
The economy?
But I make
the gas prices.
And that's not enough money right now.
You can go to the Hispanic community and tell me they make less than the black community. They got more kids, and they're taking over the black side of town. It's not the economy. It's because you ladies spend outside of your means. Those eyelashes, you're 21 years old, and your face is beat to the gods. When I was in college, women don't even put that kind of shit on for holiday parties. You didn't have it on Tuesday night just because.
Well,
But your nails, young lady, that was only done for something like a glamour shot. That's not even functional. And that costs money.
Somewhere.
You what now?
I said I was actually somewhere earlier today.
But my fact, but you get the point, whether you or not.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Women today spend too much money. And then women talk about you want to have children based on money. You want to pick men based on money. And guess what? To men, hearing you say, I think you're going to have three kids, you need to make at least $300K. You know how many men would say something about your delivery? But that's just truth for you now, isn't it? See, y'all don't have any problem telling men anything. But my thing is this. A man making $250,000 or more, what is he going to want from a woman? A wife?
Me to do everything.
Structure. Okay.
Me to do everything, what does that mean?
I can't have an attitude where I can't listen to him if he's making that much.
Oh, but he's making less, you can't?
Yes.
I can't believe you said it.
I'm being honest.
I believe you said it because that's the truth.
Yeah, I'm being honest.
That's what I was going to say.
That's why I said dying alone is the truth too. Because you're outside of your budget. And then you think a man who's making less has to tolerate this. Men ain't gonna have to tolerate this. You said On a scale from 1 to 10, you can't use 7. Where would you rank your face? Just your face, fresh face
My
out of the shower.
face. I
Can't
think
use 7.
I'm a 7.
I said you cannot use 7.
Oh, I can't use 7. I'm an 8.
So you're up there with Beyonce.
I don't want to compare myself to Beyonce. I
That's
want to
what's in the
compare
8
my
category.
huh?
That's what's in the 8 category. Beyonce.
Okay, well give me a 6. Give me a 6 then. I'll be a 6. I don't want to compare myself to Beyonce, but I'll be a 6.
But before I said Beyonce, you said I'm an 8. That's 2 steps away from the top.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to think about what I'm saying, computer engineer.
Mm-hmm.
If you thought yourself 2 steps from the top, that's 20% of women. Have you ever modeled?
Not fashion, though.
Print modeling?
No, just like urban hood stuff. That counts.
So to put yourself in an 8, that's an elite category.
I think I got elite features. Yeah.
I want you to go back to that woman that was before her, and she said she was a 9. See, the problem is you've already shown that you, just like the other woman, y'all rank yourselves high. You're a 5, 6.
Child, no.
Okay.
But you said to
Professional image
Beyonce.
consultant, 9. Professional image consultant, opinion.
To Beyonce, no.
Ma'am, what about your features make you pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous?
Okay, I have nice eyes. See, they're a little slanted. I have beautiful skin. Beauty mark. God don't give no beauty mark to nobody if they not beautiful. Teeth, popping. Nose, I got a nice nose. Eyebrows, lit. Hair.
You're average.
No, I'm not. Then I got the dimples.
Man, average. Why is today average is
confidence?
Confidence doesn't matter, man. See, you ladies want men to value all this stuff, and I'm gonna let you know that don't matter. If people aren't coming to you to say, "Oh, we need to put you on the cover of this magazine, or this article, or in this movie," that's what a woman who's an 8. Beyonce.
Okay, but they got talent.
Diane Carroll. These kind of women. Women who
they
are
have
just
talent.
No, ma'am, they don't. Charlize
Beyonce
Theron.
don't got talent?
Excuse me. Charlize Theron had no talent. She was screaming at a bank teller in Bank of America. But she looked so nice that they made her into a star. That's not how this works. I've worked with people who actually source models, and they will tell you, you're not an 8. I'm telling you, your average shouldn't be an insult. You're 5 feet tall, 140 pounds. Say you're 5'6", trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you're an average cute. You can be cute, but ain't nobody gonna mistake you, Sweetie, Kelly Rowland, Rihanna, all in the same thing. There's a difference. And I didn't get to answer the question. Men who are making that $250,000 or more, do they typically marry average women, average looking women?
Nowadays, can I say something?
Off rip. They just marry average women off rip.
Not all the time, no. But listen. Can I tell you one thing? Nobody in this world is ugly. Nobody. They just don't have enough money to fix it. Because whatever you say, only thing that I can't buy is height. Well, I could buy height because with heels, I'm 5'6". You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't believe that. That's why when you come
I don't give a shit what you believe in. The fact that you're this foolish to say that no one in this world is ugly shows how far we've come. There are plenty of people in this world that are ugly.
Are they ugly or are they broke?
Either one, it's still the same. See, today, women don't want any standards. You want pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous women, and these women over here to just be fixed. You ain't got, it doesn't matter. It matters to us men. That's why I said fresh face out of the shower. All the confident shit that you ladies pop is laughable to us. We don't care. Y'all sound, to the male mind, y'all sound zip damn crazy. Because we're still saying you can pop all that shit, you're still a 5. And you get 5 outcomes. Men off rip making $250,000 a year or more do not marry average women once they're making that kind of money. If you want a man like that, you better get him when he's younger. But you're 27 years old.
I'm running out of time.
So time is against you, and then you want to have money on a certain level. So this is one thing that I don't seem to realize is women don't seem to understand the time and the sense of urgency. Y'all are so busy telling us about the tone. If I didn't use my tone or my delivery, I wouldn't have had your attention or your attention to tell you, you need to make a difference.
So what should we do?
That's what I'm. That's what like. That's
Understand what the kind of man you want from a woman, and ask yourself, can you do that? But today, men want, especially the higher level men, want femininity.
I am girly.
That's not femininity. You're masculine.
What's
Ma'am,
femininity?
You've been so argumentative and combative, even though you haven't cursed a lot. It's just your nature to the smart, the sass. That's not femininity.
Yeah, I think I'm just sassy, but I don't think I'm
sassy ain't femininity. It's not femininity.
Okay.
That's why I did it on YouTube. Men aren't going to handle that.
So y'all like boring girls?
There's a difference between a wife and everything else. What should we do? If you have mothers that were married, you should go ask your mother, why did you not teach me how to be a wife? Why did you not
more
teach me
sassier than me?
You ask the question, you go ask yourself, why did you teach me to be a wife? What do I need to do for a man? How do I keep a man? Not how do I get a man, how do I keep him? Does that sound like how most women talk today?
Huh?
Does that sound like how most women talk today?
No. I don't ask those questions.
Well, and you got to think about it. Well, then how are you to expect to get the knowledge that you would need to get the outcome you want?
Well, I actually, instead of asking my mom, I actually asked my dad, and he was just like, basically to follow through with the man's vision. So if his vision correlates with your vision, or even if you guys can grow into a vision together.
Why can't you ask your mom?
Well, because I felt like he married her. So
if you wanted to learn how to cook and your mom was a cook, you'd ask your dad because he ate the food?
Well, I mean,
think about the logic. If you want to learn how to cook and your mom was a cook, you'd ask your dad because he ate the food.
Right.
See, the fact that you ladies can't even go to your mothers is a problem.
I did. I asked my mom.
You shouldn't have to go to your mothers. The women of the village are supposed to teach the girls how to be wise, how to work with the men. But y'all don't have the relationship to where you can go to your mother or feel like you can get there for, hey, how are you? You just showed up. Your name is what, Jess?
Yep.
No,
I hear you. I get everything you're saying because.
How old are you?
I'm traditional like you, but
how old are you?
Old are you? Pardon me?
How old are you?
Me, I'm 37.
All right. So you were saying you agree with the things I'm saying?
No, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I get what the girls are saying too, because it's like you wouldn't tell your daughter that advice that, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't tell your daughter, like, hey, put up with this shit. He got money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't tell your daughter.
Don't tell me what I would not tell my daughter. I absolutely
So you're going to tell your daughter, like, put up with this bullshit.
I tell my daughter watches my content.
But you know what? Like, because my mom.
Hold on, stop right here. Why is it always put up with his shit? We put up with your shit.
What?
Women today are out of order.
Do you know what action reaction
I do agree with him on that part, though. I do agree women are.
You're right.
Instead
of you asking me a question, you're immediately going to go to tell me why I'm wrong.
No, but listen. Like,
Okay,
listen,
before we get there, are you married?
me, no, but I've been in like the same relationship for
You have any
since I was
children?
19 till
Any
now.
children?
Yes,
Any
2.
children? And you came in saying you're a traditional woman.
I would say so because like this doesn't mean anything to anybody else, but like out of my whole family, I was the only one to have kids out of wedlock, and you know what I
Why
mean?
didn't you get married?
And date outside of my race as
Why
well.
didn't you
Well,
get
I'm not
married?
married, but
Why
we're
didn't you get married? Why
we're
didn't you get
engaged,
married?
but not
Why
married.
didn't you get married?
Because people be acting out. Because we're busy fighting, then planning a wedding.
How many kids do you have?
Who, me or him?
You.
Oh, us 2 together too.
So remember what I said about women complaining about men's behavior, but then you decide to make babies before you become a wife?
Right. That's
Problem
true.
solved. Become a wife first.
No, I get it, but you know, life happens, and you know, when you're in love and in
This
the
is exactly
moment,
what you said,
you do
27, right?
things,
27, ain't that what you just said 30
right?
minutes ago?
Yeah.
Life happens. Life doesn't happen, grown 37-year-old.
So,
Life
okay,
doesn't just happen, man. Man,
you're right, but not
it doesn't
everyone
just
is
happen.
strong-headed like you. Like, fuck this bitch. I don't want to have kids with her, but I made her
Well,
pregnant.
no. The problem, this is why I don't tend to deal with women over 35. It's because you guys know all the mistakes, but instead of humbling yourself and saying something different to the younger women, y'all double down to validate your lies.
No, I get what you're saying, because you know
What do
what
you
my
mean,
mom
life? But
taught
I do want
me
to know when
that
you
I
say
wish
things
I
happen.
listened.
What do you mean? What do you mean things happen? What do you mean things happen? Life happens.
No, life happens. Like, say, let's just say you was go to a bar or you meet someone beautiful and you guys vibe and had a great time. Like, let's not act like accidents don't happen. And this is not my situation at all, but
What do
you
you
know,
mean
you got
accident? So you mean
pregnant or
sex?
whatever, and you
You
really
mean
like her.
sex? You mean sex?
Yes,
It's called a condom.
you already know.
I meet a stranger and I'm gonna put my
You already
precious
know.
dick,
No,
I'm
no.
gonna put my precious
In the
dick
heat of the
inside of
moment.
your suspect vagina without a condom. My precious dick, my precious seed, I protect it.
Okay, but that's your mind.
Like you should protect your precious womb.
You're right, though. But
Then there is no accident, man.
that's true, because you're a responsible individual that thinks
No, because
ahead
I'm
and
a
you're
grown
probably
up.
not high or
Because
something.
I'm a grown up, and I don't want HIV/AIDS. I don't want any other things to come along with that, or children.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of
Right.
hearing grown women talk about accidents happen. You know how many steps it has to take from meeting somebody to having sex? There are thousands of steps in between.
I get what you're saying, but
So how did the
like,
accident
for
happen?
example,
So
Sierra,
how did it happen the second time?
she has a beautiful
So how did it
relationship with
happen?
family,
So
right?
how does that? So when people
But
say
she had a
accidents happen,
baby
how does
out
it
of
happen the
wedlock or
second time?
whatever.
You're talking through me. How does it happen the second time?
What do you mean?
There's one kid, then there's two.
Cause you be holding on and having fun, and you're like, and women, we like to like make our man happy, and when you get pregnant again, you're like, fuck.
I don't have a problem with you making your husband happy,
But I'm not gonna
but he's
lie,
not your
like
husband.
if you
He's
love
not your
somebody,
husband,
you're
and
gonna do the same
no
thing.
matter what, man, no matter what, women like yourself who are unmarried still don't have that security that the married version of yourself would have, and there's no way to make it be more secure. When DMX died, his baby mama of years was left out in the cold. Y'all
Right.
know better, but modern women today are rebelling against what it is that's always protected you. Structure.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but not everyone is as strong-minded as you to like play out the part as it should be as a mother looking at my daughter or whatever. You get what I'm saying or no?
No, I don't.
You should though,
I think
because
people
not
today
everyone
are.
was
I think
raised
today,
and not everyone is
I
smart
look at
enough
people
to
today,
know
including myself,
to
and
do
say how
that.
weak. Excuse me. I look at people today, and myself included, say how fucking weak we are. The previous generation survived
Right.
World War II, the Vietnam War, polio, smallpox, the influenza, Great Depression, the Dust Bowl. They had real fucking problems.
It's true,
Real
but
problems.
we ain't in that era though.
No, we're not. Today, we allow women to just do what you're doing. I want you to understand, this is why you young ladies don't get the information, because women in her age group are still, you understand, and it's instead of saying, you know what, young ladies, if I were your age, I would not have done this because I've learned this. But they're still trying to, because they're still out here. And all I'm doing is I'm talking to 24 and 21, 27, 37, and I'm talking to all unmarried women. 70
Right.
years ago, you
Because I'm
all
telling you,
would have
no,
been
because
married.
there's a lot of single thirsty women out here these days. Like it's 7-1 these days. Like,
But you
7
got
women.
one man with 2 babies and no ring. Why not just why
I
not
have a
finish
ring,
the,
but we just didn't get married.
okay,
But
but why not, okay, I'm saying why not finish the family and get out and get on down the line?
you know why?
I don't,
Because men, they do things and action, reaction. You understand what I mean?
yeah, what I want you to hear is
So you want me to just like
what I
keep
want you
quiet
to,
in the corner,
hold on,
be
hold on,
like,
hold on, hold
okay,
on, hold on.
well,
You donkey can't
keep
talk.
shitting on me.
Action, no, I'm talking. See, I'm talking right now. Action, reaction
Right.
leaves you with no accountability. Meaning all you have is to react.
Okay, so what if I'm a perfect wife
You're a
and
grown
she's
mother
shitting
of
on me,
2.
so it's cool?
You're a grown mother of 2. You have the ability to be accountable and make your own actions.
That's true.
Ladies, and this is what I want to tell you. This is where this single, independent mindset, it teaches you how not to couple or pick men who give you action, reaction. Man, you're an attractive woman. You had plenty of suitable men. Why'd you pick one that has action, reaction? Why didn't you pick the boring guy?
I mean, he's not boring. He's almost too
I said,
exciting.
why didn't you? Why didn't you pick the guy who wanted to do the traditional thing like you said you were raised?
Because life doesn't happen that way. It's not a movie.
You see
You
why I
understand?
say, so 21 and 27, do you see why I say it's not the men, it's the women? This is the
Yes.
women that are older and they're supposed to be
Okay.
teaching, but they're still acting like they're your age.
Yeah.
If I blank this screen out and digitally transform the voices, they would think you were all about the same age. And I'm not saying that to insult. I'm just saying there's supposed to be a difference between 21 and 37.
Right.
But there's not.
Because, like, the things that you say, I really wish, like, some of the things you say, some of the shit I'd be like, calm down. But I'm like, I wish someone told me that when I was young, so I would know better to do
See, that's
better.
why I'm listening now.
You know what I
And
mean?
you
Like,
know what I want,
like,
and nobody
like,
told me
even
either.
though you may not agree with him, like it is what it is, and it's keeping it real.
Here's what I want. Because no one told me these things either, or else I wouldn't be divorced twice.
Right.
But here's what I want. I want women in your position to go tell the younger women, so they don't have to worry about me and my tone and my delivery. You guys are supposed to be telling them this, not me. Because with me, they got to worry about the tone and this and that, versus just get
That's
the right
true.
information from
But
you.
they listen more because you're a man too. And you're
So
not bad to look at.
So, but can I ask you a question? So, who is gonna tell the men not to cheat on us?
Well, sweetheart, I have bad news for you. Women and men cheat roughly at the same rates. As a matter of fact, younger women cheat at exponentially higher rates, and this has been documented. Google it yourself. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you. See, this is all bullshit that y'all believe.
Because that's my problem. I'm not gonna stay with somebody that keeps cheating on me.
But you
Right,
asked,
like you can only get shitted on
but
so
you asked the
much.
question.
Come on now.
But if men and women cheat at the same rates, who's cheating on who? You're both cheating on each other.
Well, he keeps getting caught. So,
To me, I just have a problem, like y'all said, like I feel like, I mean, I feel like no man should cheat at all, but it's the ones that don't have nothing that's doing all the disrespect and the cheating, and they don't have shit
28 to
either.
24%. Men cheat at a 28% rate, women cheat at a 24% rate. But here's the funny thing. Women talk about cheating like it's 9 to 1.
When women cheat, we cheat with emotions. When men cheat, it just be like, fuck.
No, you cheat with your vagina too.
No, but when
It
women
doesn't
cheat,
matter.
we cheat with our
But do
emotions. But
men
when
and
men cheat,
women
they,
talk
they
about
just fucking.
cheating? Do men talk about a fear of cheating like women do?
So can I ask you a question? You
Yeah.
want us
I
to
gotta answer
marry?
that question first. Do men talk about, yeah, but what if she cheats like women talk about that?
No, they don't.
But and if it's almost the same, what's the difference? Y'all are being told that something happens that it doesn't. Y'all women cheat at almost higher rates now.
So do you want us
Yeah,
to
because bitches
marry?
are like
Do you
men
want
now.
all three of us to marry cheaters? Oh, that's what you're saying? If he cheating on us, do you want us to marry them still?
Poor thing. See, this is what I mean.
He
Y'all
said poor thing.
listen. Yeah, you're
It's
all
always
three of
poor.
you guys, maybe the 21. This is why I don't want you watching that stuff. That why did I get married? Because at a certain point, your mind becomes so warped by this propaganda. All you can see is relationships in negative terms. Worried about shit that ain't happening in global, in mass. 8 out of 10 children in the black community are born to single mothers. 1 out of 4 black women will get married. That's one. But that one woman, the marriage tends to last 5 years. And if that marriage is divorced at the 75% rate, 8 out of 10 times it's you walking away with the kids. So who should really be concerned about relationships and marriage? According to the numbers, men should be the
I
ones.
get what you're saying.
No, absolutely not.
No, I get what
According
you're
to the
saying.
I don't want. This is not a time to. This is not a time to combat.
You don't.
There's nothing you can say
Okay.
that's going to overcome this.
I'm
Stop.
like,
Stop. There's nothing you're going to say that's going to overcome this. You guys talk about relationships as in negative terms, and you guys are the ones that wreck stuff by the numbers.
I beg to differ.
Ma'am, unless you got better, I don't want, ma'am, before you say something, ma'am, unless you're coming with facts, data, statistics, I don't want to hear it on this.
Okay, but listen.
Unless you're coming with
Statistics
facts,
does
data,
not say
statistics,
everyone's
I
life.
don't want to hear it on this.
Okay, so
Your
let me give you an
anecdotal, I
narrative.
don't want to hear it on this one.
Can I give you a
I
narrative?
don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We've heard this shit too much. Shut it up, please. We've heard women like you tell this bullshit propaganda lie too much. That's what's confusing these young girls. This is the problem. I tell you not to listen to women her age and older because they're the ones warping you, not men. You still want to say, do you have better data, ma'am?
Yeah, you make sense, but you don't get the if
Do
ands.
you have better data?
I don't have no data.
Then if you
I'm
don't
just
have
listening
better
to you.
data,
No, I
why
trust
are
the
you
data
still
because I
talking
went to
about
school
this
for
issue?
psychology. So
If you
I
don't
trust
have better data, why are you trying to make a different point?
because not everyone's story is the same.
I don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit, but they're living their
All
life.
right, I've told you. You're not trying. We're not doing
You know what
this.
I mean?
This is the problem. Young ladies, I want you to understand. These older women are so concerned with you feeling their pain, with you understanding that accidents happen. It's not always this way, that they're not teaching you. See, she knows what
That
she's
is
doing, but she wants
factual.
to tell you her story so much. And then you guys get caught in between. And there are not enough men who can speak. You hear more women like her talking than men like me.
He's throwing me in
This
the
is your problem right here. Women who say they know better, but they still want to tell you, not all the same. And we need to figure out
I
every
get it.
snowflake. Man, do you look at these women's faces when you're talking? They're looking at you the same way. You're not getting it.
No, I know what you mean, but you know what I mean. You know, I know what you mean, but I don't know if you know what I mean.
This is a problem in modern relationships. The older cousins, the aunties, the women who have made the mistakes aren't humble enough to remove themselves from the story. Whatever happened, happened. Tell these young women what they should do. How about that? I'm
That
gonna
is
step
true,
back.
but
I'm gonna step back. You tell them what they should do.
I don't know what I should do because I don't have my stuff together. But I will be honest and say that my mom, she's amazing and smart.
No, 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 ma'am. I only ask you one thing: to tell these young women what they should do.
To live their life to be happy.
Tell them how to do that.
Pardon me?
Tell them how to do that.
By just living off what you feel. I would like to say, but really not.
Well, the first thing she said is, "I can't tell you how to do that." But yet
I really can't.
she's still trying to overtalk me and still wanting to be heard. And then when I let you talk, she's got nothing for you. Just go on how you feel.
I
Man,
don't.
that's what got you where you are.
Yeah.
That's what got me where I am. That's what I mean. This is the problem, young ladies. I want you guys to see this is not necessarily a black thing. This is the modern woman thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got two young women who are trying to learn, and you should be able to tell them something different. So this is why I say all you got is me. So you got to put up with my tone because at least I'm trying to tell you something. I come with facts, data, statistics. I don't come with this bullshit that most women are coming with. Well, shit just happens. Live life. At least I give you something that you can research to think about. The women failed you guys, not the men.
The woman failed us and not the men.
You women failed these young women. Yes. I'll ask you again. Tell these women who are 10 to 16 years younger than you what they should do to get a different outcome than you.
I would say just think before you speak, because I really don't sometimes, and do what makes you happy because this is only one life. And that's all I gotta say because, and like I was saying before, that my mom taught me, and I never listened or thought about it till it panned out in my life. She was like you need to like pick your battles. You know what I mean? Like, you know how when people get you mad and get you upset, and if you nitpick and bitch and complain about every single thing, like you're just gonna fuck shit up. You know what I mean? Like mess stuff up. You know what I mean? And she was like, sometimes, like, you ain't going nowhere and you love this man and whatever, like you need to calm down and relax and not mess it up because you're not going anywhere because you love him and you're not going anywhere. But I'm not saying like, hey, like disrespect me, but she was saying that to me and I never understood it till I got a little older.
So 21. Did that help you in any way?
Pardon me? I couldn't hear you.
I think what she's saying is just try not. A lot of women are impulsive, and I feel like she's saying to not be so impulsive. Is to actually think through your decisions before you actually make them, and try not to involve.
Is that what you? Okay.
I try to dissect a little bit of some. I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
I'm
that's what
reading your facial expressions and it's not making any sense. It's not connecting. And again, the whole thing about do what makes you happy is the problem. Happiness is
Yeah,
short term, ma'am. What makes you happy is what children do. It's time to grow up. You need to do what's right. Do what's practical, like grown-ups.
right.
I let you speak. Get out of this. I need to do what makes me happy and live my own life. This ethereal, liberal bullshit, you only got one way around it. That is amazingly short-sighted and selfish. So you can say that and then turn around and say that your mother told you something, but at the end of the day, you did what your ass wanted to do because it's all about you. And that's the problem with today's women.
That
It's
is so
not
true,
about anybody
Loki.
but them.
Like, we don't want to hear that, but you're telling the truth.
Yeah, have a good one. Appreciate it. Modern women is because it's here's the biggest difference. I appreciate it. Yes. Ladies, I want you to have a life. The women I date are educated. I don't deal with dumb women. I deal with women that have something to lose. But the difference between now and back in the day is we had lives that were just bigger than our individual wants. We had a family that we had to make look good, a neighborhood, a community, a church. It wasn't just about our own personal individual happiness. That makes it incredible. That means the moment I'm not happy, I can choose to leave. That doesn't work. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I think this is actually a pretty good video, pretty good show. Have a good one. Tune in tomorrow night. Bye-bye.